In those days, our communities used to build schools. You find town unions building secondary schools, primary schools. It's part of it. But the key thing is that government should not see that it's only them and push everybody aside and say, bring your money. Nobody brings money and expect others to spend it. So that's the other issue is that when it comes to education, the state of education is such that people are saying should declare self-emergency. Policy review. Let's look at our education policies. Let's involve all the stakeholders in defining it, not just government people saying that this is the way we must do things and everybody, you, if you're interested, bring your money. So that's it, the private sector should involve in policy. Education is geared towards development, economic and social development, developing the person himself. So education makes you to think of better ways of doing things. We develop entrepreneurs. When entrepreneurs are busy, they are making money, but they are also recruiting. One of the biggest issues private sector people or individuals trying to invest in education are facing, government is just taxing them. Most state governments want to generate funds. You want to start a school today in Lagos, the kind of taxes you pay, you start wondering, are they supporting me in setting up schools? When you set up schools, they think it's private business. Yes, you have to recover your costs and have some surplus so that you can expand the school. But each time you set up private school, you are offering employment, teachers, people who supply books, people who supply uniform, people who even supply food to the students, they are all businesses. Then you add the situation that many private schools maintain standards are even higher than public schools. So which means they are also bringing up the standard of life. So really encourage people who are interested in coming to education. Let them see that they are coming to support government. But in terms of policy formulation, that we also take into consideration. Why do I have more policy? The end products of the education system will go into either the private sector, even the public sector. If you don't have the right people running your ministries, what kind of results will you get? If you don't have the right people being employed in schools, in the private sector, what kind of companies will you get? So all of us must come together to do it. But government can take the initiative. No government anywhere in the world, including America, can follow education also.
So also you mentioned vocational and technical training. It's really been ignored in Nigeria.
Completely.
So how do you think the corporate sector can empower that sector and assist the government in firing it?
Government set up technical schools. They say they are not setting up technical schools, hopefully. But you see, technical schools are geared towards training people, artisans, technicians, who can use their hands. It's not theoretical, it's practical. And these people can only get practical experience from working. That means there must be a partnership between the schools and the private sector, where they can learn. But apart from that, various industries can support these schools. If you take the construction and real estate industry, where they have people building houses, we need bricklayers, or we call them masons, you need carpenters, you need tilers, you need electricians, you need plumbers. Where do you get them? You know what happens? Many of them are from Ghana. They are from the Republic of Benin. Are these people more than us? Such industries can actually assist existing technical schools to upgrade their curriculum, have the necessary facilities, but work in conjunction with them. I use the example of there's a school, it would be good if you go and visit them, IIT in Ikeja. Many of the manufacturing companies are supporting them, providing them equipment, even giving them funds to expand. They train the students and they go immediately into the industry. As a matter of fact, they cannot meet the demand of industry. In addition, these manufacturing companies can send their staff to this school and they will train them. That's a wonderful partnership and that's what it is. And there's no government involvement. So because there's no government involvement, you don't have red tape, bureaucracy. But if government is interested, we can replicate this in so many states. If you have 6 or such schools in Lagos, you still don't meet the demand. So we have ignored technical education. Let's come back to it. And you know why? Because everybody wants to have a degree. And not everybody can go through the university system. In Germany, Germany is one of the strongest economies in Europe. And anything made in Germany is fantastic. Good quality. Why? Because they invested a lot in that middle level header, which is the artisan, the technicians, and not just university degree.
So there is a lot of cases have been made for private organizations to come into this sector and help out. Aside, one of them made mention of creating an enabling environment for them to come in. Do you think there's any major bottleneck hindering them from investing or coming in?
How would you want them to invest? Take a simple example. I don't know if you're aware that companies bring out their money, part of their profit every year and pays as education trust fund. Do you know how much in that fund? No, but do you know how much they take from the companies every year? Where's the money? What do we do with it? Do companies know how this money is used? Do companies have influence as to how the money should be used? Once you don't have accountability and transparency, it becomes difficult. If all of us here engage in, you know what a susu is? Huh? Every month, one of us takes the money. And we don't trust ourselves with anybody in this room. So maybe when you take, we will not see you again. So I wish sure that when it's my turn, all of you contribute. So once you don't have accountability and transparency, you lose trust. And if you lose trust, it becomes difficult. So when you tell companies, pay that money, they say, well, I have contributed my bit to education, what should I do? But that's not the answer. Because at the end of the day, it will affect the companies. Because the quality of staff they get will depend on the education system. Today, many of them employ graduates and they have to retrain them. And the cost of retraining is by far more than what we'll have spent in making sure that the system works.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, my pleasure.